Today on 10 Minute IT Jams, we have Fung who is the GM for ANZ for Gini. So welcome to the Jam, Fung.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, Nick. Yeah, really excited to be here.
Perfect. Yeah, same here. So can you give me a brief introduction to Gini to start off? So what is the company all about? What are its key products and offerings?
We started back in about 4 years ago in 2017, right, with a goal to make managing finances easier. Since then, we've helped over 100,000 people and businesses around the world to understand their financial data better, right? Because the reality is managing finances is still hard, and particularly for most small businesses. There's a lot of manual work, required to reconcile and analyze data, right? Even with much of the AI and machine learning developed these days to make these tasks easier, is unfortunately very much out of reach, for these small businesses, particularly in the area of bookkeeping, right? So we want to change that. So our platform is able to automate most of these onerous manual and complicated processes, that is associated to things like forecasting, scenario planning, and reporting. Yeah.
Brilliant, cool. So we focus a lot on the APAC region, and you're head of ANZ, so we focus a lot on that too. So what kind of businesses within that kind of region do you target?
Yeah, our target sectors are essentially bookkeepers, accountants, financial controllers, or heads of finance, for example. But that being said, we have a very diverse group of customers, from bakeries to skincare, even a ride-hailing company, right? Essentially, it's really riding on the power of the AI built in. The average SME can now use enterprise-grade forecasting power to accurately and quickly carry out their forecasting and scenario planning tasks. Just on that APAC side of things, we are very much focused around Australia and New Zealand, right? Because I just wanted to add that SMEs in these two markets make up 97% of the entire country's businesses. In New Zealand alone, for example, they're employing just shy of a third of all New Zealand employees, right? So as engines of these economies, we're very focused on helping them understand their data better and to make it work harder for them. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Can you tell me a bit about your go-to-market model? Are you selling direct, or are you working with reseller partners in the channel?
Both, really, Nick. Yeah, the response with our beta has been very, very positive. So not keeping any stone unturned, we are also discussing strategic partnerships, right? Particularly here in Australia and New Zealand. Really, it's a mecca for financial software tools, where there's a very strong subscriber base of the Xeros and the MYOBs, right? MYOB, and it continues to grow. The statistics that I got was Xero has grown. It's growing their subscribers by 20% from last year. So they're on track to hitting 2.74, if not, exceed that. While MYOB has had a bonkers 61% uplift and on track to hit their 1 million target. Yeah. So it's a very exciting market here. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. Well, you kind of mentioned, some of the customers, but could you give me some more examples of how customers are using Gini's products and solutions?
The most common use case, is really around automate reporting and financial analysis. So we see most customers looking to live sync, our data feeds to their financial models. So and also at the same time in that process, leveraging our forecasting tools, right, to create different scenarios. But what we love seeing is how creative our customers have used our tools. For example, we've seen a theme of early users looking to build reports that can be used for raising growth capital, right? either as a pitching tool or to simplify investor reporting, right? So we're looking at how to further streamline this in the future. As we know, it's a pain point, for our customers there. So it's very exciting seeing what our customers are using it for. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Nice. So looking towards the future now. So how do you see the next year or two in the APAC region for Gini? Is there an evolving market for Gini, sort of thing?
Yeah, great question, Nick. In this uncertain times, right? Perhaps the way I would answer that is that there was a great article in TechCrunch about a couple of weeks ago that said that the fintech SME love story is just beginning, right? They raised that quote unquote here, SMEs often have to deal with dated and time-consuming manual interfaces to upload data to their banks, and would likely be willing to pay for value-added analytics to help them grow and access capital. So articles like this really show there's a growing acknowledgement in the tech community that we need to really step up, and support these SMEs. After all, they were one of the worst hits, right? Worst hit in the pandemic. So I expect that over the next 2 to 5 years, in the future, you'll see an enormous growth and evolution in this space as a growing number of solutions continue to come to the market.
Brilliant. Awesome. Well, I've got one more question for you, Fung. For those who are interested, what is the best way to get in touch with Gini?
So I've already got my LinkedIn profile here. Feel free to connect me on LinkedIn. You can scan this QR code right there. Our website, gini.co, clearly. And otherwise, just feel free to email me direct on Fung, that's FUNG, @gini.co.
Perfect. Well, yeah, that was my last question. Thank you for joining me today.
No, thanks again, Nick. I really enjoyed this. I really appreciate your time on this. Really happy to do this. Yeah.